Hey everybody, this is LW Gaming and welcome back for another video. And it's been a long time. I haven't recorded for so long, and I'm glad I was able to have time to come back for it. So enough talk. Let's talk about the Halloween event that's happening in Tower Battles. So yes, the events are back in Tower Battles because Planet got his time back, and same with me. So here are the stuff that we need to know about for the Halloween 2020 event. Anyways, this video we're gonna explain the tips and advice, and as well as the strats you can bring up. You can find out. So, anyways, in case if you guys want to get the full info, I'll post the document links in the description so you can see where we can find there, or in the pinned comments. Either way. So let's get into the rewards you can get from this event this time. So this time around, the rewards are pretty straightforward, just like before. You get 250 credits if you win, and you get half of that amount if you win multiple times. And this time we got a new exclusive spawner tower, which is the graveyard. The graveyard is actually one of the interesting towers there because this is the fourth. Believe it or not, this is the fourth tower that's a spawner, which is quite nice. And also here's more to it. Here's a treat to all of you. A tower review video for Graveyard will be next. The reason why I want to do this is because I want to roll out this kind of video as soon as possible. So that's a treat for you. Trick or treat. Get it? I know Halloween's already over, but believe this. So anyways, let's move on to tips and advice so I can tell you what you should do and what you shouldn't do in the event. So there are 4 things to take note of. So the first one is this event is quite challenging to pull through. Teaming up with randoms will not help you succeed. I'm serious, no joke. So yes, if you try to attempt to get into the event with a bunch of randoms, the chance of you losing is very high. So if you want to have a good time in the Halloween event, make sure you team up with someone you can trust, or someone you can actually or someone like a friend, for example. So like if you have like a prowler strat, you should be able to pull through without any problem. And here's another thing to let you know about the event itself. Your starting cash will be 1,000. Micromanage carefully as you plan your defense. So this is very important because the starting cash is actually the most important thing to know. Because you had to strategize what you should build first. So make sure you do that first before you consider who you should get. And also another thing, do not bring farms into the event. But however, this time around, some strats requires you to use farms. So yeah, it's kind of strange to me, but somehow it works to some people. So do not think about like farms are actually banned from the event. They're obviously not this time. So use them if you really need to. But however, other than that, don't use it if you don't know what you're doing. And last tip I need to give you is that the boss this time around for the Halloween event is Grim. It's not Jack this time, it's Grim. Or you can call him Grim Reaper, because it's basically a Reaper, of course. He's a giant Reaper, and it's the boss of the event. He does have the ability to kill your towers. So when that happens, you need to replace them immediately. So what happens that if your tower gets hit by one of those abilities, like I mean stuns is fine because they'll come back. But however, there's actually one ability that's actually pretty scary because if a tower was hit by that ability, your tower is permanently stunned. So you're gonna have to replace it in order to keep your defense up, because you do not want to have a dead tower in your defense. So make sure you do that when that happens. And now let's move on to the next thing, which is the humble strats. I have 2 for this video. One of them is for the usual 4-player, and the other one is the rare 2-player strat. So yeah, 2-player strat is a rare thing to have, but apparently the event will be super easy with duos. So anyways, let's get to the strats, and I'm going to explain the full details of what you should do. I mean most of it, not all of it. So here we go. So here are the 4-player humble strat. So this is the one that we use to beat the strat. And I'm gonna put the credits because this is not our own strat, this is someone else's. So credit to them for helping us out. So Anyways, here are the list of the towers you need to have for each player. So keep in mind, you gotta determine who are you gonna be. Do you want to be player 1, player 2, player 3, or player 4? This one is totally up to you, but make sure you plan it out well, otherwise things will collapse so quickly. So let's get to it. So the first player we have here is that this player will have the loadout of Commando, Railgunner, Phaser, and Commander. Yes, this is the solid one to have, which is the OG towers loadout. And then for player 2, we have a Commando, a Railgunner, and DJ. And we notice that this like letter B on each of the slots, right? These ones are actually marked as empty slots. So if you want to slot in some backup towers, go ahead. You don't really need to use them, but just in case something went wrong. And for player 3, we have Commando, Railgunner, Phaser, and Flamethrower. That one's is more like a support role. So basically, this one mostly likely to like slow down the crowd, like slow down the crowd with the flames. But however, keep in mind the flames does not affect the Grim, so make sure to watch out for that. And the player 4 is the Aviator player. So the Aviator player, like in this strat, you need at least one player carrying Aviator because you do not want to have multiple people with Aviators because this will cause a lot of problems. So Aviator's main goal is to allow Railgunners to see hiddens, like such as I believe the Wraiths, the giant ghosts. These guys are quite troubling to deal with because they have 2000 HP and the only way you can kill them faster is with either Railgunner or Phaser. I mean, Railgunner does a better job because they deal more damage than Phaser, but however Phaser over time does extra damage, so either way, the Railgunner does the high damage first, so keep that in mind. And as well as this event's gonna be very hard because there'll be lots of crowd going, a lot of mobs going after you. So Tuba will do the best job, the nice job here, is because you can actually splash them away with the tubers if you actually load them up really high. Like maxing them would be very good because they can help you take out the Haunted Knights. These guys are pretty pesky because they are fast and also they're tanky. And the fast way you can kill them is with the Railgunners. And you need to have a lot of Railgunners on map in order to kill them. And as well as tubers to quickly eliminate them before they overwhelm you. So yes, it looks like every player here has at least one backup tower choice, except for player 4 because player 4 uses all 5 slots. Just to ensure that you use the strat properly. Again, in case you guys don't get how to use this, I'm gonna put the documents in the description so you can see the full details of which player does which role. And now let's move on to the next one, which is the 2-player one, which is surprisingly easier than this one. So let me get you to this one now. So yeah, some of you guys might be wondering, how the heck are you going to do the 2-player strat if the room is only allowed you to have 4 players? Well, here's a simple solution. If you have alt accounts, or I don't recommend you to do this because this is apparently a bannable offense, but according to what Tower Battle's dev says, you can actually make alt accounts to allow them to enter the event, and after that you can actually make them leave. So that way you can actually do the duos match instead. So to make this work, both of you need to have an alt account and make sure your alt account has enough wins, otherwise this method will not work. Or you can ask your friend to join and then leave if they really wish. So anyways, let's go on to the loadouts so I can tell you what you should bring for each player. This time around, only one player, like a first player, has the backup choice. So keep that in mind. So the first player we have here, the loadout is with Farm, Commando, DJ, Phaser, and the backup tower of any kind. So yeah, this player has a farm. So some of you guys might be wondering why the farm. Well, you know, micromanagement is kind of hard for 4 players, but in 2 players, they're actually super easy if with a farm. So farm is necessary, is a requirement here with a 2-player combo strat. So keep that in mind. And we also have for player 2 we have Aviator, Flamethrower, Railgunner, Commander, and Phaser. So yes, this battle does not have a commando because this player is focused heavily on support and high damage DPS. So make sure you do. Although I didn't see the strat line how you should. I mean the strat role that you need to do for this. So if you guys want to use this one, I'm also gonna bring the link to this so you can see the full details. Anyways, hope you'll find this video helpful and good luck on the event if you haven't beat it already. Keep trying, and if the event goes away, then that's kind of sad. So, anyways, use this time to strategize and get the graveyard. Good luck, and I'll see you all later.